Hello and welcome to On Point. In our first ever episode, we are exploring the things to do and things to know in our tri-state. So today we're going to discuss an upcoming women's conference that is hosted by Ohio University Southern. And today we're joined by Kristi Barnes and Jodi Rowe-Collins. Thank you, ladies, for coming to be part of our first show today.
Thank you.
So the women's conference, it's been around a few years now, and it's, well, a women's empowerment conference as I have read about it. So let's kick off by talking a little bit about the details. What's it about?
Well, it's an opportunity to learn something new, spend the day networking and feeling good about yourself, taking time to think about those things about ourselves that are valuable.
Wonderful. And this is done in what type of format? Do we have speakers, or is it a breakout session with a bunch of subcommittee type things, or what's the general format of the conference?
We usually start in the morning. It's about 8:30 and goes to about 2:30 or 3, and we have different sessions during the day so that everybody that comes has some idea and some preference of what they want to do. We've done everything from, Texas Roadhouse line dancing to, to yoga, to international cuisine, to dress for success. So there's all kinds of different things that people can do, and they can choose different sessions that they want to go.
Oh.
They're about hour sessions, and we have about 12 during the day, so everybody gets a chance to do a little bit of something different depending on their likes and dislikes.
So let's talk about some of what's coming this year. What are some of the sessions that will be available this year?
Well, our keynote speaker this year is Amy Compston of Amy for Africa, and she'll be talking about her personal journey to developing her missionary, basically, where they are creating schools in Africa. What led her to this was her personal journey through substance abuse. So she's turned it into something really positive. She's very inspiring. She's written 2 books, and we're certainly excited to have her join us as our keynote speaker this year.
Awesome. So everybody that joins will be part of that presentation.
Yes.
We'll get to hear
Yeah.
Amy's
Mm-hmm.
story and the good that she's doing worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
With the breakout sessions individually, you had mentioned that people get a little taste of everything. So do the sessions repeat through the course of the day? So if someone chooses to do yoga in the morning and wants to hear a different session in the afternoon, and another person chooses that different session, they could do yoga on the inverse
What we've
there?
done over the committee that puts this together has worked on it since the inception. So we've got our thoughts and things together on what we do, and depending on the recommendations or the reviews of the people that go to the different sessions, that tells us what kind of things that we want to bring back, what kind of people, what kind of sessions and speakers motivate our participants. And then to answer your question, yes, sometimes we have a morning and an afternoon, but most of the time the sessions are, the presenters only present one time during the day.
Okay.
We have them stay for lunch. We have the cost of the conference is $30. That pays for all day. That includes the lunch. We have a caterer that we've worked with for a long time, Spice of Life, Heidi Clark. She does a good job for us, and everybody always waits on her cupcakes at the end, especially Kristi, waits on the cupcake at the end of the day. So we have, we've got a pretty good selection, and then I mentioned the $30 per person is all day, including your lunch. If we have anybody that is either a student at a high school or at Ohio University, if students anywhere, Marshall, ACC, whatever, we have a $20 fee for students. So, we seem to have it down to what we can, people that can afford it, people that want to come, and like Kristi had said earlier, we want to empower, enrich, and just mostly network with people. There's people there from senior citizens to 16-year-old high school people. So there's a variety of ages, and we like to get our sessions so that we can hit all those different age groups of people, that what they like and what they likes and dislikes.
Well, that's wonderful. And Jodi, you're with Citizens Deposit Bank.
I am.
you are a sponsor of the event through Citizens Deposit Bank. So what brought you to this event? What was the real draw?
Well, I've been on the organizing committee since we initially started it. You know, I live in Ironton, so OU. I've gone to OU. I've been on their coordinating council, so you know, I'm a OU person. So I've been on the organizing committee since the get-go. And a few years ago, we kind of thought, we've always been a sponsor, but I kind of thought that, you know, we were talking about how do we continue this program and get more people involved. And we thought, as the committee, that it's really, really important. Our future is in the young people. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, you know, maybe it would be good for Citizens Deposit Bank to step up and start a program, and we did that a few years ago. So we are sponsoring at least 2 students from each high school in Lawrence County, along with a chaperone or guidance counselor, and we've included the 3 high schools in Huntington. Now that we, Citizens Deposit, have a Huntington branch, mm-hmm. we've included the last couple years and invited the high schools from Huntington as well. So we pay for at least 2 students and their chaperone from each of the high schools in our community, and that's part of our sponsorship. And we have one of our committee members, Evelyn Capper, which is a employee of Fairland School District. She kind of takes that project on and contacts all the schools for us and gets that going and gets, you know, monitors who's coming and gets the names and all that stuff. So it's worked out really well. And then since then, that perception or that idea kind of took off, because we've had a couple other groups that have stepped up to pay for alumni, to pay for students from another high school or Fairview.
Kentucky Health Safety Sciences has sponsored students from Kentucky.
Okay, great.
And OU Alumni Association is sponsoring 25 college students at $20 rate.
Wow. So this is truly a tri-state venture.
It is.
You're drawing
all 3 states.
Across all 3 states.
All 3 states. And we find the emphasis on, since it is an OU event, we find the emphasis on knowing that we need to involve the younger people so that they are able to take care of the concerns going forward, and that they have a good across the board, you know, side of what's going on in the real world, and enables them to go to different parts and different sessions so that they can get a little bit of taste of what's going on out there and get them a little bit more well versed in being able to lead us going forward.
Very nice. And this is, of course, an OU initiative through Southern. Mm-hmm. And Kristi, you are an associate professor as well as, and I have to cheat here, campus program liaison for OU Southern. So why is OU Southern so interested in carrying on this this day program year after year?
Well, I think that, you know, Jodi touched on some really important points there about it's important to educate and inspire, so moving forward, you know, you have a legacy. Mm-hmm. Others can continue to do the same. Plus, it's consistent with our diversity initiative in many ways. As Jodi had mentioned, we have, you know, a whole variety when it comes to the people who attend in terms of age and background. So that's wonderful. In terms of our presenters, we have a pretty eclectic program and an eclectic group of presenters. So it really, you know, inspires us to and forces us to be aware of embracing the differences and how that expands our understanding and our ability to interact with those around us and be happy.
That's super.
Yeah, and we try to do a little bit of different things every year based on the recommendations and the surveys of the presenters from the year before, mm-hmm. because we want to keep that wide array of differences. Like I said, you know, we've got, you know, we may do something that's gonna involve dancing or jumping or whatever, and then we may sit down and we may do a presentation on etiquette. We've had speakers from, you know, that that are historical related. So, mm-hmm. you know, we have just a wide variety of wherever your interests are, there's going to be something that's going to, you know, we've had the gentleman from Lavender that tells what
Lavender.
happened. Dave Lavender, he's come several times on what's happening in the tri-state, and so we try to involve not only just our little area, but the whole tri-state. And with this year with Kentucky and last year bringing in West Virginia, I think we've really done the tri-state. We've done the tri-state area thing that we wanted to do.
And the diversity in the programming year over year also is incentive for people to want to come back the next year, because they're not just going to get the same old thing every single year. I think it sounds wonderful. So we've talked about what it's about, why you all are involved, but when is this thing? We haven't got into those details. When is it held?
It's March 29th.
March 29th.
And the deadline to register is March 25th.
So if they want more information, we've talked about a lot of it today, I believe, already, but if they want to really dig in and look at some more details, where would they go to find out?
You go to ohio.edu /WC Proctorville. Yes.
And I believe there's also a Facebook event through Ohio University Southern's Facebook page.
Or you can call directly to the Ohio University Southern Proctorville office, which is 740-886-7655.
Okay, and we'll put that information up on the screen as well for our viewers to make sure they can see all the details. So it sounds like it's a day-long event. What are the times for the event?
So 8:30, people can come in and get their packets and get settled. We'll be starting at about 9 o'clock with our first opening session, which is at the moment, unless there's a schedule change, a large diversity activity. So we'll be doing that as a large group. It'll give people a chance to, meet new people, start the day off
a little bit of an icebreaker type thing, and then that way you can, if you come by yourself, it's going to give you somebody immediately to connect to if you're doing some kind of an icebreaker or some kind of an activity like that. Just kind of helps break the monotony a little bit and get the day started off. And then after that, then we'll start the individual sessions, and they don't have to register. They can just look in the book, see who's doing who the session speaker is, what the topic is, and they can go to whatever room. The Proctorville campus of OU is really laid out well, because we have the rooms are all labeled, and we know where we know who's going where, and makes it really nice for the parking, and it's a good facility to have everything kind of centrally located for everybody in the tri-state. So
let's get into the breakout sessions here. What are some of the topics that folks can expect to learn more about during the conference?
Well, as Jodi has mentioned previously, we have a variety of sessions in our programming. We have Nicole Webb, who will be joining us to talk about mindfulness and tools for self-care. We have Janet McCormick, who's going to be talking to us about everyday gourmet with 10-minute meals. We have Andy Fisher, who's coming to talk about walking for the health of it and how walking is a wonderful thing to do. We have Deanna Holliday, who will be joining us to be talking about Project First Impression. We have a panel discussion that includes several area business women talking about their experiences with our panel Lady Boss. We have some folks from OU that are coming to share their expertise as well. We have Dr. Haugen, who has published a couple of books now, who's coming and sharing some of her works. We have Sarah Diamond Burroway, who is coming to lead the Lady Boss panel as the moderator. And we have Femma Latchin that is talking about the experiences that are unique to being a female in Appalachia. We have Jonda Knowes coming and talking about some tools that we can use or strategies for finances and budgeting. We have Bailey Martin. This is an interesting session as well, who is coming. She's the current reigning Miss Portsmouth, and she is coming and talking about her platform on mental health awareness and depression and sharing her stories. So we have a pretty wide variety of sessions. Some
powerhouse women. In fact, I recognized many of the names from our region, so that sounds great. So we know our date to be March 29th. We're basically looking at a day event, and it is held at the Proctorville campus of OU Southern. Is there anything else that we haven't really talked about?
Our sponsors.
Sponsors.
So none of this would be possible without the assistance that we get from our sponsors. It's important to recognize what they do to make this possible. Citizens Deposit Bank, OU Alumni Association, Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce, Health and Safety Sciences, St. Mary's Medical Center, Marathon, Quality Care Nursing Services, Ironton Tribune, iHeartMedia, and Armstrong, of course.
Wonderful. It's great to have community partners that are willing to be part of the great things that are happening in our area.
Absolutely.
So, well, if nothing else, again, we appreciate you coming in to share again this year, in our second year of talking together about the program, the cool things you all are doing with this empowerment conference in March. So, without anything further, for Armstrong, I'm Shane Finster. Make it a great day.